Radhare Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tera Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Shri Radhe. Jai Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jai Sita Ram Lakshman Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jai Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Stotra Sarasri Srimad Abhayacharya Aravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Stotra Sarasri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki. Shri Gangamayi Ki. Yamuna Mayi Ki. Bhakti Devi Ki. Tulsi Maharani Ki. Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki. Samaveta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Okay. So today we're reading from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18. Chapter 18 is the last chapter, the conclusion. It's called The Perfection of Renunciation. And today we're reading from text 37. Are all of you familiar with the Bhagavad Gita? Yes? So I'll read the verse. Line by line you can repeat after me. It's here on the screen. Yattadagre vishamiva pariname mritopamam Tatsukham satvikam proktam Atma buddhi prasadajam Yataragre vishamiva Pariname mritopamam Tatsukham satvikam proktam Atma buddhi prasadajam Yataragre vishamiva Pariname mritopamam Tatsukham satvikam proktam Atma buddhi prasadajam. Would someone like to recite the verse? Yattaragre vishamiva Pariname mritopamam Tatsukam satvikam proktam Atma buddhi prasadajam. Someone else like to try? Okay, then we'll do the word for word. Yat, which. Tat, that. Agre, in the beginning. Vishameva, like poison. Pariname, at the end. Amrita, nectar. Upamam, compared to. Tat, that. Sukham, happiness. Sadvikam, in the mode of goodness. Proktam, is said. Atma, in the self. Buddhi, of intelligence. Prasadajam, born of the satisfaction. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. That which in the beginning may be just like poison, but at the end is just like nectar, and which awakens one to self-realization, is said to be happiness in the mode of goodness. Purport. In the pursuit of self-realization, one has to follow many rules and regulations to control the mind and senses, and to concentrate the mind on the self. All these procedures are very difficult, bitter like poison, but if one is successful in following the regulations and comes to the transcendental position, he begins to drink real nectar and he enjoys life. So before beginning to speak, I'd like to recite some prayers to our spiritual masters from whom we have received this knowledge. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshururmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay. So before we begin to speak, I'd like to request blessings of all the devotees present. That please bless me. I can say something that's pleasing to Krishna and beneficial to all of you. Manchakalpadrubhyascha kripasindubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So I'll read the verse once again. That which in the beginning may be just like poison, but at the end is just like nectar, and which awakens one to self-realization, is said to be happiness in the mode of goodness. So here Krishna is speaking about the workers in the modes of nature, and how different kinds of understanding, knowledge, etc. in the modes of nature. And here he's speaking about happiness in the modes of nature, and he's starting with happiness in the mode of goodness. So he's saying that that which in the beginning is just like poison, but at the end is just like nectar, and which awakens one to self-realization, is said to be happiness in the mode of goodness. So an example of this is like Shreyas and Prayas. Shreyas means that which is for our ultimate good, our long-term benefit, and Prayas means immediate gratification. So we can give the example of a child. Say a child just wants to play, because child likes to play, they enjoy playing. So if the child just thinks, I want to play, so I'm going to play all day, then that's prayas, that's immediate gratification. But if under the guidance of the parents, then the child understands that actually I shouldn't play all day, I should go to school, even though I don't like going to school, because then after in life I can have a better situation. So then that's called Shreyas. He's acting for his long-term benefit. So this is an example of happiness in the mode of goodness. That in the beginning it may seem like not happiness, like poison, like going to school. The child doesn't want to go to school, but then after he enjoys in his life. So this is one example that can be given of happiness in the mode of goodness. But actually there's more to it, because it says that happiness which is in the mode of goodness awakens one to self-realization. So actually happiness in the mode of goodness needs to be connected to God, not just in this sense. Just the school education is not actually happiness in the mode of goodness, because we need to actually get knowledge of God for us to awaken this transcendental happiness. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada, he speaks about this. He says that in the pursuit of self-realization, one has to follow many rules and regulations to control the mind and senses and to concentrate the mind on the self. All these procedures are very difficult, bitter like poison. But if one is successful in following the regulations and comes to the transcendental position, he begins to drink real nectar and he enjoys life. So in the beginning, we need to put in some effort to practice spiritual life. Like in our practices, we wake up early. So waking up early is difficult for most people, but we do it understanding that I'm working towards purifying myself, so I can experience real happiness through my transcendental senses, my real senses. Because when we get knowledge from the Bhagavad Gita, we understand that we're actually the soul, and real happiness can only be experienced on the level of the soul. Happiness in relation to the senses of the body is not real happiness, because it's temporary. So the intelligent person, he understands that either way there's going to be some suffering. Just like even if we want to gratify our senses, we also need to work, and nobody likes going to work, but still we have to work. So we should think about what we want to achieve in life and what we want to endeavor for, and what will give us the best benefit, what will give us the eternal benefit. And then we should fix our determination in that way. So in the Bhagavad Gita, we find Krishna gives us nice guidance about how spiritual life is actually the best investment of our time and energy, our dedication, because it gives us the best results by giving us eternal happiness. Happiness in relation to the senses is only temporary, and whatever we attain in terms of wealth, education, position in society, all the things people work for, it's all finished at the time of death. But the endeavor we put into practicing devotional service, into trying to please Krishna, the benefit we get from that is eternal. Even after death, the results are not taken away. And there's a nice verse in the Bhagavad Gita that describes this. Saneha vikramana shosti pratyavayo na vidyate swapamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. That even in this endeavor there is no loss or diminution, and even a little advancement on this path can save one from the greatest type of fear. And on the other hand, it says that in the Bhagavad Gita is explained that an intelligent person, he doesn't engage in the activities of the senses and sense gratification because they're actually a source of misery. Yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yonaya evate adyantavanta konteya nateshu ramate buddha. An intelligent person does not take part in the senses and sense gratification because they're causes of misery. Because once we, by engaging in sense gratification, then we stay in the material world. And the material world is, Krishna says, dukkhalayam shashvatam, a temporary place of misery. So by continuing only in sense gratification, then we have to stay in this material world, which is miserable. But if we endeavor for devotional service, then we can attain to the spiritual world. And that is the spiritual world is eternal, and it's full of happiness. And that's our actual home, where we can practice devotional service, engage in loving devotional service to Krishna, and attain the greatest happiness, eternal happiness. So we can see the example in the life of many devotees, how they understood these teachings and they practiced it in their own life. Like many of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, they were from rich families. And for example, Alfred Ford, he was the great-grandson of the person who started the Ford company from the car company called the Ford. And so he was very rich, but he wasn't satisfied because the soul can't be satisfied just by giving comforts to the body. Just like a bird in the cage, if the bird is not given food, only the cage is taken care of, the bird cannot be happy. The bird instead is getting weaker and weaker without getting any food. So similarly, we as spirit souls can never be happy with any amount of material comforts. So anybody who is has a little bit of knowledge and who is not so much covered up by ignorance, they're unhappy with the materialistic way of life. They feel emptiness in them. And so many people, they search for this deeper meaning to life. And once they find it, then they realize that this is actually giving me happiness, not sense gratification. And so they give it up. Many people, they just spend their whole life working to become rich and famous. But we should see that. We should look at the lives of those who have actually attained those things. People who are actually rich, they're actually famous, they're on the top of society. Are they actually happy? Do I actually want to be like them? And if not, then why are we working for that aim if somebody has already attained that and they're not happy? So we can see from these examples, there are many examples of rich and famous people. Some of them, they just became so disappointed that they commit suicide. But others, like this example I was giving of Alfred Ford, he actually found great happiness in the Krishna consciousness movement, and so he gave up all of his pursuit for sense enjoyment with his money and opulence, and instead he dedicated all of his energy and his wealth for Krishna service. And he's been influential in building the Temple of the Vedic Planetarium in Mayapur. I don't know if any of you have heard of it. So he's using his wealth in that way, and if you speak to him, he's very happy about what he's doing in his life, and